I find that now, when we're in this time when I feel like everyone feels like we've got all this extra time that we're working from home, that I still actually find myself incredibly busy, maybe even busier than I was before. Americans are working on average 3 hours more per day since we started this working from home thing in the coronavirus pandemic. And so this whole it's kind of a myth, I find, that we've got all this extra time to work on this big idea, these ideas that we've had sitting around in our heads for a while, that I've even had sitting around. I'll tell you about that in just a sec, but I still find that I'm putting stuff on the shelf. I'm still finding that I'm saying I don't have time to get into creating, to pursuing these big ideas that I've had, or things that I wanted to move forward before. So um, what I've done is figured out a way actually to get past that, to use this time to work on those big ideas that I had before, and to start moving things forward in a way that I couldn't do before. So I'll tell you all about that. Thank you for joining. I am Owen. Hello. I really appreciate it. I hope your weekend is going great. Please subscribe if you can. I hope you enjoy the video. Please definitely subscribe. There's more of this every day. And I will have also a special offer for you at the end of this video. So I'll share some more details with you about that when we get to the end. So I have this folder on my computer, my Great Ideas folder. It's actually called Great Ideas. And whenever I feel like I've got this big brainwave or some kind of inspiration hits me, sometimes I'll write out a little document with some notes about what this idea is and just the general outline, so I can come back to it later when I have the time, when I have the money, when I have the resources to just spend all day doing my big ideas, which, as we know, never happens, right? So I have this folder, and occasionally I find it, usually when I'm trying to clean up space on my hard drive and I'm going through all the old folders I don't look at, and I discover, oh, here's this one, and here are all these ideas that I had from, like, I don't know, 10 years ago, stuff like that. And clearly I wrote down this one time being, yes, Owen, future Owen, I want to spend time working on this book, this song, or this business idea, or a piece of media, or some other creative thing, or some other idea that I had to put something together. Super old ideas, never looked at them again, ever. And some of these things I even spent some time on. Like, some of these things actually have some detailed outlines to them as well. And even still, I never went back to go get them. I mean, things that clearly I spent like a whole day being like, no, this is the beginning of my future. I'm gonna do this. And I spent a whole day mapping all this stuff out, writing all this stuff down, and then never came back to work on it. So I mean, it goes to show you that here I've got this Great Ideas folder, this folder that has everything in it that I believe will make me happy, will get me connected in life, will move me forward, will be things that I want to spend my time doing, and things that I want to share with the world. And the only time that I ever discover these things is when I'm going through the dark, forgotten edges of my file system on my computer. So why is it that, if these things are so big for me, if they would make me happy and be so impactful in such a way, do I not spend any time at all on them? Do I not even put this folder in a place, or even have a habit of checking this folder even once a year, right? I don't even have a habit of checking it that often. I tell myself it's because I don't have the time. I tell myself it's because I don't have time to be in the big ideas folder. It's because I don't have time to be focused on dreaming, right? All of these things would be, I would consider this, dreaming, trying to put together something for my life that wasn't already there, requires on level a dream. It requires a vision. It requires, a vision of a different way of being than I am doing right now. And that's dangerous, man. Having a different dream is really dangerous sometimes. At least it was more in the world we used to have before the shutdown happened. In fact, probably more ability to spend some time dreaming now than there was before. But it's like that's a bad thing, right? It's considered a waste of time. That's why I spend all my time in, folders for work that doesn't fulfill me, or things that I'm just doing to shovel the coal day in day out instead of focusing on what's in the ideas. What I've discovered though is really less about that. It was trying to have a different vision for my life that was holding me back, a fear of some other different way. I find that when I say I don't have time to do something, often it's because I'm really saying I don't know how to do something. If I don't have time to do something, it's mostly because I believe I don't know how to do something. Like, think about it, right? What are the things that you don't have time to do? Like in this case, for me, it was I don't have time to go start these big ideas. Well, any of these big ideas involved very, very different processes in my life. And look, on that list, I think was write a book. I'd never written a book before. Like, I don't even know how to go about that. So as soon as I start to think about, okay, well, I'm going to have to learn about how to do it. And then I'm going to have to make relationships in this industry. And then I'm going to have to do all of this. And suddenly all of this weight comes crashing in. And what really is, I don't know how to do it, becomes I don't have time to do it. I don't have time to, in the first place, even deal with this crazy amount of pressure that's coming at me just to do this in the first place. But then I don't have time to do all of these things that I'm telling myself I have to do in order to move forward, in order to be able to move forward. So knowing that, I wasn't really satisfied with okay, just not knowing how to do things is how I'm gonna not move forward. I'm not a big fan of, for myself, if I don't know something, I like to go out and learn it, and I like to know what I'm talking about. But so in this case, I realized I had so many blocks. So I needed a process. Okay, how can I get one of these ideas going? How can I get it going in such a way that it will be financially responsible, but it will also help me move forward? So spent a lot of years, right, doing a lot of research, particularly around, a lot of this, big ideas had to do with information, stuff that I could do online. I did a lot of research about how to organize my ideas to see right off the bat if they were going to be viable or not, ways to test them out to see if they can even make some money, and ways to use the power of the internet to really bring the impact of what it is that I was working on to a lot more people. But basically, this process that I put together it took years of learning. It took a couple years of researching for sure, and certainly that requires work to put in. Right, when you don't know how to do something, it does require the time to learn how to do it. But I was able to put together a process that now this ideas folder that I got, I can run it through my process so fast to see, okay, what is viable about this? What is not viable about this? Can this make money? Do I want this to make money? What can I do with this? But now suddenly I'm working on so many more of these big ideas. In fact, what you're looking at right now is one of these big ideas that I'm able to do because of the process that I spent some time putting together. So it wasn't ever an issue that I don't have time to do it, because clearly I do have the time to do this, right? I'm here talking to you right now. I have the time for this. I've made the time for this. I didn't know how to make the time for it before. And you can have it too, right? You can have it too. You just have to learn how to do it. So on that note, if you want to jumpstart in learning how to do it, if you want to jumpstart and get my process, and if you've got those big ideas and you want to make that jump from, I don't know how, I don't have time to do it, to, yeah, I'm in action around my passion, around my big idea, then I have this amazing challenge. It's a 30-day challenge coming up where you're going to basically get accountability and coaching through the entire period, where I will guide you through how you can create, how you will identify your passion, really get connected to it, and then build an online community around it that have a massive impact for yourself and for the people that you serve. So I have 10 spots available at this early bird pricing. It's almost free. I don't have the landing page up for you just yet because we're coming in fast and furious, but email me at owen@owenjward.com. In fact, I'll put some info here in the chat for you. And first come, first serve on the early bird pricing. So I will, since I don't have the page up yet, your timestamp when you email, I'll count that. But I'd love to have you. If you've got a big idea or you've got a folder of big ideas and you've been waiting to open them up for a long time, then this is the time. This is the time to jump in and let's get it done. You can get it done right now. You can get it done with a busy schedule. I'll show you how, and it's going to be so many awesome things. So hit me up for more information. Hit me up if you want in. Thank you so much. Let's talk about your big ideas, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.